What up, though, y'all? This is Jason Lar Sosa, Black Marriage Movement here in Detroit. Here to keep it real. Y'all know what it is, fellas. We're going to tell our truths because if we don't say it now, they won't hear us later. So speak now or
forever hold your peace.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. So first of all, somebody was asking me about the spirits we got on the table. That's Uncle Nearest whiskey. Story behind it is since black men are now whiskey drinkers, is Uncle Nearest was the first known master black distiller. As far as I understand it, he was enslaved on the Jack Daniels plantation. And in fact, Jack Daniels got their recipe from Uncle Nearest. And today we have a phenomenal black woman who's leading the Uncle Nearest brand. And it's one of the top selling whiskeys in the country. It's premium whiskey, Tennessee based. Which makes it a bourbon. So try it out. Let's get into this conversation with the fellas, Unseen, Unheard, the experiences of black men as protectors and providers that are often unappreciated. Fellas, let's just jump into it with an either or question. Starting with you, bro. Mm-hmm. Housewife or boss woman?
Housewife or boss? Housewife
or boss chick?
Housewife.
What? Talk about it.
Cause when you say boss woman, cause I've been in a few relationships.
Yeah.
And where, man, I ain't gonna lie, like this is how I feel right here. Like I just feel like women, man, I don't want to say this, but
speak now or
forever hold my peace, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like black women, bro, are not supposed to be put in leadership positions, bro. I'm not saying like all leadership positions, but especially like in a relationship. So if you say boss woman, you know what I'm saying, like a boss chick, I'm thinking like, you know, like, cause I done been in a position where I was probably down and the girl probably was trying to dog me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I just know how it is, and that's how they look at themselves when they're in, you know, a boss position in a relationship.
Yes,
they get dogged out, you know what I'm saying, and belittle you, and so.
What's a housewife though?
A housewife to me, is just somebody that's gonna take. So say like same situation. If I was down, my housewife gonna take me for who I am when I'm down, when I'm up, and just deal with whatever she got to deal with.
What you doing for her?
I'm providing. I'm taking care of her.
Yeah.
I'm providing. I'm protecting. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And yeah, that's it.
Larry, housewife, boss chick.
Housewife.
Talk about it.
Well, like the boss chick, we already see where that's getting them.
Where?
Independent.
Oh.
Acting like they don't need a man.
Yeah.
That's like crazy. We the only race that you ever hear that.
Yeah.
Men make money to raise a family. Women make money to
find a new man.
Right.
No, be independent.
Yeah.
Once they hit a certain plateau.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of women out here working, go home to their husband, helping, doing their wifely duties. And there's men that's still doing their husbandly duties. Like the women cooking, cleaning, the men protecting, providing, cutting the grass, taking out the garbage, changing the brakes, oil,
shooting the intruders.
List goes on.
Yeah, the housewife.
Housewife. All right.
Yeah.
Bring the new school into this. I feel like we're about to get a nuanced answer from young Jeremiah.
Yeah, no, I probably am going to give a different answer. I'm trying to see how it can be both, right? How can you be a boss, but also take care of the things that are happening at home, especially with the rise of online businesses that are happening, where women are making a lot more money just from doing e-commerce. I'm at home, but still have enough time to take care of the kids, take care of her husband, and also the household duties as well, on top of whatever her interest might be. But I think if you're trying to build a strong home, that those duties can't be neglected on the man's side and providing, but then also on the woman's side and taking care of. So if there's no balance within chasing your aspirations, then also taking care of your responsibilities, then that's where the gap is. But
and I think the important, obviously, nothing is absolute, right?
Down, bro.
Yeah, and nothing is absolute, but I think the importance of a question like that is certain. It's a mentality that we're really talking about.
Yeah.
And we talking about the mentality of traditional housewife.
And traditional boss chick. Because don't get me wrong, like, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I look at my girl, my wife, as a boss chick. But in our relationship, like, the boss chick meaning to me is what I described. So I wouldn't take that. But I feel like she a boss because she do run her own business as well as do her duties at home, so.
Yeah, and I think that what we really getting at is what's more important to you, because Jeremiah talked about some of these traditional roles. We all use the word provide, protect when we talking about men. If you ask women what they want from a man, they're gonna tell you a provider, protector, even if they don't use those words. Odds are they will, but even if they don't use those words, if you ask them what they want their man to give them, they're gonna describe a provider and a protector.
Right.
But when you ask women, what do you want to bring to your man, you get more nuanced answers. For me at all, I was talking to my homegirl Nish earlier on the podcast, and I'm like, the answer always when I ask women, what do we get, starts with, it depends.
Oh yeah.
I remember being on the phone with you, and you I'm like, ask the guys around what the job is. All the guys said the same thing.
Yeah.
Provide and protect. Ask a woman, what's his job? They're going to say, provide and protect. Ask a woman what her job is in the black community. You're going to get.
It's crazy because I didn't even. I was on the phone with a girl.
Role.
Yeah.
There's this.
Like, it depends on what.
Right.
It depends for who, because you just gave me mine. You listed mine out without a thought.
I was on the phone with a girl, and I called my brother, and he literally told me what the girl was going to say. He said she gonna say provide and protect, and then when you ask her, she gonna be like, depends. She started off cool.
Yeah.
She said something that threw us off, but then she said, you know what?
Then you probe a little bit deeper.
It depends.
Yeah,
I said, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
bro.
it'll tell you how they really feel, but what that's indicative of, because what the sisters in the black community would tell you is because times have changed, but for who? It ain't changed for me. You just gave me the same job I had since Adam was born. Yeah, but it depends for you.
Right.
So when you ask, provide, traditional housewife or boss chick, I think the mentality that's growing within the black community for our women is, I want to be a boss chick, which means I don't have to accept any of these traditional roles, but I still want you to step into your traditional role. Right. Yeah. And so when the guys are saying, just to be clear for the women who listening, that we want a housewife, it's not that you don't want a woman who's into her own thing, following her aspirations, whatever aspirations she got, in addition to being a wife and a mom, because make no mistake, that's what's most important. That's what comes first, at least in my opinion, because as a husband, what is first for me is keeping my wife and my kids alive.
Yeah.
So whatever other aspirations she got, then I think we celebrate that. But I think what we find is that more and more women are out of touch with what that responsibility is. So, all right. So next question. Should a man be responsible for child support for a child that he didn't agree with having? Talk about that.
No way. What? No way.
What's your thoughts? You gotta say more.
Okay, so you said, should a man
be responsible for child support?
Child support, and he didn't agree to have that child?
Yeah. Or under what condition should a man be responsible, if any at all?
If he make the agreement.
Okay, so he shouldn't be responsible if he didn't want to have that baby. Talk about that.
So, that's just how I feel. I don't feel like you should be responsible, especially if you made it clear that you didn't want to have a kid.
But what about the women because women who watching right now, who thinking right now, like, that is wild. You knew what you was doing. You shouldn't have nutted in me. You wanted to have sex. What about that? What about that?
You knew what you were doing too.
Right, exactly.
You had to open your legs.
Yeah. Then I think at the end of the day, a woman should get punished for that, bro. Like
for having a baby.
For having a baby. I think it'd be a system set up that a woman should get punished if a man says that he does not want to have the baby and she makes him I mean, and she has the baby anyway.
Yeah, she forced him into fatherhood.
Yeah, forced him into fatherhood.
Jeremiah, you ain't got kids yet, but you service a lot of young people through your work. What's your take on this?
Yeah, we've had situations where we work with some of the youth that we engage with about they've become early parents, and so they come to us with conversations about how do they balance going through different issues with the young lady that they've had a child with. She wants to take them to court and what that looks like and what options are available. And so my thing is I prefer it to not be handled in court, right? It's outside of court. How can you create a memorandum of understanding with her and outline exactly what your role is going to be if it's going to be absent? This is what the agreement that we've agreed, we've gotten to in this case without the court having to step in.
Sound like child support reform to me. You better watch your back, brother. You're going to have women at your behind you with spears. Keep talking though. Go ahead.
No, just figuring out different avenues to where an agreement is already set in place. So now let's say, it's 3 years down the line, you moved on with another guy, even though I've said I'm not interested in continuing this relationship with you, with this child. But that relationship does work out. Now you come back to me and say you want me to start paying child support with a child that I have not engaged with in three years. Right. There should be an agreement already in place, right? So when you say, when the woman says I'm pregnant, okay, we need to send an agreement as to what my role and responsibility is going to be. If it's none, it's going to be none.
Right.
And then what parameters are put in place in that. So that's before even going to court, because that opens up a whole nother set of deficits for black men, especially.
And that's just black men are jail, prison, felony, jail. And that's just black men are criminalized for slavery. Black men are criminalized for sex when we think about it, because what we get a lot is, and I was talking to a sister on the podcast earlier, and what you hear a lot is what I just said. Women will say, but he knew what he was doing. And to your point, Larry, you knew what you was doing too. 2 people had consensual sex. That's where we're equal. But only one of us get to decide whether somebody gets pregnant. And then only one of us get to decide, whether that baby comes to term, baby is born, baby is kept, all of those things. And what we're demanding is that the party who only got to decide whether or not he was involved in the sex part be held more, not just equally, but more accountable for the child than the birthing parent.
Right.
Which is really wild. And I was telling the sis that men created this world. We are the ones who created these protections because we thought that we were the problem. And she was like, "What you trying to say? We the problem?" I'm like, "Y'all are the problem. We giving you too much safety nets, too much security, and giving you permission to make whatever choices, because guess what? At the end of the day, it ain't your fault. It was my fault. I'm going to be accountable for it, and it's lopsided." So to that point, I think we're going to take a quick pause and bring in our esteemed producer who got his own personal story to tell. So we'll be back after the break. Man, so we back. Good looking. What up, though, Sko? It's funny bringing you from behind the camera in front of the camera as part of the talent, man. How you feel?
Pretty good, man. I'm a little bit nervous to tell this story, but
we right here with you, man. You in a circle of support with these gentlemen. We ain't gonna let nobody. You feeling safe at home?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we got you, man. I know you heard a lot of the conversation we was talking about. You heard a lot of the conversation we was talking about, man, and without going into a whole lot of details, know you a father of a 1-year-old. Mm-hmm. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations, brother.
Word, it didn't play out the way that you had planned it your whole life, but just real brief. Just give us a little bit about the way you had envisioned being a daddy.
So when I found out that my girl was pregnant, honestly, I wasn't even ready to be a daddy. You feel me? Like, right. I begged her not to have this baby. But she told me that she was real adamant on not putting her body through abortions, and you feel me, taking herself through that route. So it was whatever. You feel me?
When you said you wasn't ready to be a daddy, what had you envisioned? What was your plan on fatherhood?
My plan on fatherhood. Now, I didn't grow up with my dad like primarily in the house in my life with me. Mm-hmm. He was kind of in and out. So my envisioning of fatherhood was, I'm gonna be the dad that's there every day. You feel me? Waking up, going to sleep. Mm-hmm. You feel me? All of that with my baby, with my family in
married.
the crib. Married.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I'm not against marriage. I'm also not one of those people
Not
that's
against
like
marriage. It's not a ringing endorsement.
I'm also not one of those people that's like
Hey, baby, how I look? You not ugly. It's not a ringing endorsement.
yeah. But it's like I'm also not one of those people that's just like, man, I can't wait until the big day.
Yeah, I mean that's for women. Only women wait for the big day. Like, but us,
We just there.
it's a duty, you know. We show up. But yeah, okay. So you envisioned yourself being in the house though with your baby, which you said your family.
Yeah.
So to me that means marriage, but you wasn't dreaming of a wedding day and coming up with with a pretty wedding dress on. Obviously,
Yeah.
You just you knew that you was gonna be that guy in the household with your family, and what happened instead?
Instead, what happened is me running into some financial trouble in the midst of our relationship. And that led to me just not being able to provide all the way, which then led to different expectations being, put on me. And then everything changed to where I was able to, to provide. Now my camera's feeding us super well. We in and out of town. We can afford pretty much anything we want.
Shout out to the camera.
And shout out to the camera for sure. And then the expectations changed again to where they was pretty much multiplied this time. So now I was expected to. Now we to the point where I'm already doing cars for Christmas and shit like that. You feel me? So
yeah. Cars for Christmas. Got to pause. Rest in peace to your freedom. Cars for Christmas. Tablets. I thought.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah. The expectations pretty much just started to go higher, and then we would just get into a lot of arguments to where she would leave me with the baby.
Leave you with the baby.
Yeah.
Why you had to work that camera?
Yeah. So you feel me? That's kind of like conflicting me. Now I gotta take my baby with me to shoots or pass up on shoots, and you feel me?
Wow.
It's like as an adult, I ain't gonna
How old are you?
I'm 24. Just turned 24 in July.
So you was I know this, but I'm saying this, asking this for the viewers. You was 22 when y'all had sex. Y'all was rocking it out. You was loving her. 22 when she got pregnant, right? You said, "No, I begged her not to have a baby." Dude, is y'all the same age?
No, 5 years older than me.
She got any kids?
2 prior.
How many different prior relationships? How many different fathers?
1.
So previous relationship, was she married?
No.
So 2 kids, previous relationship. You have a consensual sex with her. She gets pregnant, decides she gonna have a baby, even though you didn't want to do it. Which it's her body, it's her choice, but it's your baby.
Yeah.
And then you was providing for who was you providing for?
The family.
Who was the family?
So that's her. That's the kids that she had prior, and my baby, and also myself.
And in the midst of you providing, she was leaving you with the baby
on some attitude shit. And I'm not here to like, you feel me?
Bash your
I'm not here to bash
sure.
the child of my mother, but the mother of my child.
Yeah, and we're not here to to have you do it, but it is helpful to kind of paint the picture of your situation, because I think that in our community we don't encourage women to be honest.
Yeah.
About the conditions that black men find ourselves in as a result of having consensual sex. And take us down the path. So shout out to your BM. We love her. I'm coming to talk to you, sis. We need to have a conversation about this stuff. Mm-hmm. But you left her with. She would leave you with the baby, even though she knew you had to work, which would prevent you kind of from working.
Yeah.
And then, so how y'all doing now?
I actually just talked to her last night. We had maybe like an hour-long conversation.
Yeah.
And she kind of just gave me an update on what she doing. I haven't seen my baby since her birthday, which is June 27th.
Whoa.
The day this recording is
pretty much
August 25th.
2 months ago.
So 2 months, yeah.
So what you told her, I don't want to see that baby no more. What happened?
Definitely not. She got an attitude.
Wow.
I told her, since I'm not able to work and I'm not able to bring this money in, and this is, you feel me, bringing me down. These days, as an adult, I try to stay above $1,000, really above $5,000. But like worst case, shit hit the fan, $1,000. Like I haven't been under $1,000 in a decent little minute.
You mean like a nest egg?
Yeah.
Like your rainy day fund?
Yeah.
For sure.
Like this my emergency fund.
Yeah.
Man, I went broke to $0. You feel me? I went broke to $0. That was a big thing for me, man. Like, as a father and as a man, I want to be able to provide like this financial wall, this impenetrable wall of, you feel me?
Protection, provision, absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, man, that was a big thing for me. So I told her, like, yeah, I'm not about to come back from zero and then give it all to you, or you feel me, like still be taking care of you, still buying houses and doing all this. You feel me? This
because what? How did you come to that decision as it related to her? I just want to be clear for the viewers, the women that's watching, thinking like, why you didn't want to do that for her? You know, like, what happened? Why?
Because it was kind of like she left me out. You feel me? She left me out in the wind.
So now you need to make sure that you establishing yourself.
Yeah, I need to make sure I'm straight. So when you do decide, all right, you feel me? I'm irritated. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Keep the baby with you, and then we straight regardless.
Right. And when you say we straight, you still looking at the longevity for real and the basic needs of her and the baby.
Yeah.
And maybe the babies. I ain't sure about the dynamics of y'all total family, but
yeah. And honestly, it really got to the point where I was like, I just want my baby. You feel me? I don't want the relationship. I don't want nothing to do with the relationship. You feel me? I just want my baby. We had this baby. I want to be a father. I'm intentional about it. You feel me? That was my whole thing.
But she disappointed you?
Yeah.
But so no, that's important because had that not happened, you would still be. You had a saying: one grave, two tombstones.
Yeah. Two graves, one headstone.
Two graves, one headstone. Yeah, for y'all two.
Yeah, so, both of our names on one headstone. You feel me?
Word.
Like, yeah. So I really did see marriage. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you feel me? I don't see it being that without her having my last name, without her being my wife. So at one point in time, for sure, I did see marriage.
Nah, just thinking about that because your story is so common with so many other stories. I think your sleepy uncle over there just like taking a nap. I'm not.
No, I'm thinking, man. No,
that's what they call it. No, they call it deep thought.
I feel your pain, man.
Yeah, speak on it, then. What you?
No, it's just like, man, I'm sitting there listening to him, and I'm like, man, like, he going through unnecessary. Well, I don't know if he's going through it now, but just to go through unnecessary stuff because a girl can shout out like, my body, my decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't right, bro. And that's what I was talking about. Like, it needs to be some type of something set in place, man. So when a woman make that decision, she have to stand on that. Like, all right, stand on it. Well, you said it was your body, your decision. So this is what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? In order to take care of this baby. And if you're not able to take care of this baby, this is what needs to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, man, I've been, if you go to Wayne County Jail, man, it's filled with people who don't pay child support. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, silly stuff like that. Like,
so they in jail for having sex?
Yeah, like, so basically, like I said earlier, like, man, it's just a slavery tactic, you know what I'm saying? That it's like, and then when you think about it, it's like your girl is the one holding the whip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, true. When you tell black women, I tell the sisters, I'm candid with them. Like, y'all are a group of when it comes to black men, our biggest oppressors, and they be like, "Whoa, what you mean patriarchy?" And I'm like, in the black community,
right?
Patriarchy is not the thing. We in a matriarchy. Yeah. And they be interested. They be deeply interested. They want to understand how's he coming to this.
And they be quick to pull that card too. Michigan's a mother state, and just like all type of stuff.
That's what matriarchy. That's the definition of matriarchy. Within the black community, we in the matriarchy. Patriarchy is like, the men are oppressing which is a truth. In the Western world.
Yeah, but that's
that don't
privileged
apply
white
to black men. Yeah,
right.
That's never applied to us. So, patriarchy is a form of oppression that exists in broader society, but the levers for oppression is systems, and that's what I was telling somebody else. If black men don't leverage systems, and when we talk about I know for women who will watch this will say, what about intimate partner violence? And that's something separate. And we also know that in intimate partner violence, that oftentimes the violence is initiated by the woman. That's a whole different podcast. We're not going to go into that right now. We know that's the case. But let's just say, intimate partner violence, that the parties are equally initiating it. Set that aside. Only one of us are calling the police. That's only one of us is leveraging the system. That's what I'm saying. Oppression is system. Only one of us is calling the police. Only one of us is going to child support court. Only one of us is going to the state to leverage those powers against the other. And that's black women leverage those powers against black men. So black men are in a matriarchy because y'all, when I'm talking to the women, y'all hold the keys. Y'all hold the power. Y'all hold the systems. Y'all leverage the systems, and y'all control when people are born. And we have to live with those. It's your choice. You have that power, and black women should. You should have power and autonomy over your body, but we're the ones who have to live with the consequences of your choices. Right. And I don't see how that's empowering to black women that you get to have to make the choice, but somebody else got to live with the consequences. Right. Yeah, that's weird. But like, thanks for joining us. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not common for you to be on this side of the camera. I know it took a lot for you to be able to share a little bit of your story, but I think it's illuminating for people who listening in, because these ain't the stories that we hear, but these are the majority of the stories, and we don't talk about these stories to bash our sisters. We love our sisters. We just want y'all to understand what it is that black men are experiencing. As providers and protectors, we feel unseen, unheard, and frankly oppressed within the systems we live within. But shout out to you. You're doing big things as a young black man. You're a recent father, but you're also an extraordinary film videographer and producer, really, and director. So working with some of the most recognizable names in hip hop and in community. Obviously, we believe in you, have invested in equipment for you, and put you in multiple settings, and expect nothing but your growth. And it's just part of your journey. So shout out to Go.
Definitely. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all for sure.
All right, no doubt.
Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and I appreciate y'all for pouring so much into me, for real. Like, this all came, like, when I really think about the way we all met, it's like
serendipitous.
Crazy.
It's a movie. Serendipitous.
It's like the red string theory. Have you ever heard of that?
I haven't ever heard of it before.
It's like you run into somebody and it's a red string connected to y'all, and like regardless of how much time passed or whatever, it's like that string is still connected, and it reconnects you back to that person.
Yeah, word.
And yeah, it was kind of like that with me and Desi. I went to school with Desi, you feel me? And then
shout out to Desi.
I seen him at a gas station. I seen him at a gas station. Then I seen him at work somewhere.
Shout out to my son.
Yeah, that's nephew right there.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah.
Hey, go ahead, tell the story though.
Oh yeah, I seen him at a gas station, and then I seen him at like work one day. Then I seen him in my hood, and I'm like, you feel me? I keep running into you. I haven't seen him since school, and then he was like, yeah, bro, we need to link up. And we linked up. We talking about shooting some content, and then he introduced me to Joe. And I shot up a bunch of content with Joe. You feel me? He ended up loving the videos. And then he introduced me to you. And it's just a snowball effect from there.
It's just the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we introduced you to the state of Michigan and to Southeast Michigan Perinatal Improvement Coalition, SEMPQIC. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to United Way of Southeast Michigan for funding this project. We got a lot more content coming. This is about Black marriage movement. We bringing people together, promoting a culture of healing and support among Black parents. Peace.